Hello everyone, I am Dr. Aparna Govil Bhaskar. I'm a bariatric and laparoscopic surgeon practicing at multiple hospitals in Mumbai. Today in this video, we are going to talk about how do we define obesity, what is the point at which a person should seek help, and also about how obesity actually affects our body health. So starting with how do we define obesity? In medical terms, obesity is defined as accumulation of fat to such an extent that it starts affecting our health. Now, this is a very vague definition, and it doesn't really give us an indicator about when exactly we should start seeking help. So, um, to give us those indicators, there is something called a body mass index, and a body mass index is basically calculated by using your weight in kg divided by height in meter square. This is an easily available formula all over the internet. You can find many such formulas on Google, and you could just feed in your weight and height and you would get your body mass index. Now, how do we make sense of this? When we talk about body mass index between 18 to 23.5 is considered to be within the normal range. Anything from 23.5 to 27.5 would be considered overweight in the Indian or Asian context. If a person's body mass index is between 27.5 to 32.5, then they would fall under the category of grade 1 obesity. If the body mass index is between 32.5 to 37.5, then that would be grade 2 obesity, and anything above 37.5 would be grade 3 obesity. Now, we also need to take into account our waist circumference. In India, we see a lot of people who may be thin overall, but they tend to have a big tummy, and believe me, it is the fat inside the tummy or the visceral fat which is actually responsible for many diseases, especially diseases like diabetes mellitus. So it is important to take into account the waist circumference as well. Usually it's very easy to calculate that. You just need a measuring tape and put the tape around the level of the navel, and a waist circumference of more than 80 centimeters in women and more than 90 centimeters in men is not considered to be acceptable. So hence, it's not only about body weight and body mass index, but one should also be mindful about waist circumference. Next, we will talk about how obesity affects our body health. So the general perception is that people who suffer from obesity, they usually don't get enough sympathy from other people. So for example, if there is, God forbid, there is a patient who's suffering from cancer, would definitely invoke a lot of sympathy and empathy amongst other people. And the same is not true when a person is suffering from obesity, because today we are not even aware about how many problems obesity can lead to, and it's only patients who are suffering from obesity know how difficult it is for them. Now, when we talk about the problems that are associated with obesity, I must tell you that these are problems which are ranging from head to toe. So obesity tends to affect each and every part of the human body, starting from head until your toes, literally. Now, these can actually be divided into multiple categories. We divide them into metabolic problems, we divide them into organ specific problems, and then we would divide them into mechanical problems. When we say metabolic problems, we are mainly talking about the components of metabolic syndrome, which are mainly diabetes mellitus, high blood pressure, deranged cholesterol levels, and of course, to some extent, liver disease as well. When obesity is associated with these three diseases, then it is together clubbed and called as metabolic syndrome. So we all know that today diabetes and obesity are very, very closely related, and together they are actually even known as diabesity. And the first thing that the doctor will tell you, if your weight is more than what it should be, you go to a diabetes specialist and he's going to tell you to lose weight to get your diabetes under control. So diabetes and obesity are very closely linked. Same is the case for high blood pressure as well as for high cholesterol levels. And all these together, they actually increase the risk of your any problem arising in your heart. So in medical terms, we would say that these metabolic syndrome leads to an increased risk for cardiovascular problems. Now, coming to mechanical problems that are associated with obesity, these are usually because of weight bearing. So, I see a lot of people in my practice, very young patients who actually come with very bad knees. So, these are patients who complain of severe knee joint pain or severe back pain or ankle pain, and these are things which are happening because of increased weight bearing. Your body is made for a certain weight, your joints are created for a certain weight, but once the weight starts increasing, the pressure on these joints also goes on increasing, and knee joint and the back, the spine, the lower back actually gets affected very, very fast. And these are again some things which really affect the mobility of a person. In fact, to some extent, we've also seen that very young patients, as early as in the age of 40s and early 50s, are left with no choice but to undergo a knee replacement surgery. And when we go into organ specific problems, I think obesity affects each and every organ from head to toe. I've already said that before. When we talk about the head, of course, because of increased association with diabetes and with high blood pressure, there is also an increased risk of stroke which can happen, a brain stroke. We see a lot of patients in our practice who have actually suffered from a brain stroke already, and then they have recovered, and then they start with their weight loss journey. There is also another condition called as intracranial hypertension, and sometimes there is absolutely no other cause other than obesity for intracranial hypertension as well. It's rare, but yes, it is definitely associated with obesity. Coming down, obesity really leads to a lot of impact on lung health. So one thing is that because of obesity, once the tummy starts pushing up, there is hardly any space which is left for the lungs to expand. So this leads to a kind of a restrictive lung disease. And there is another condition called as obstructive sleep apnea, which is actually very closely associated with obesity. And in this condition, basically what happens is that because the person is not inhaling enough oxygen and not able to exhale out enough carbon dioxide, what they do is that they are constantly in a carbon dioxide retention state, and this kind of leads to daytime sleepiness. There are patients who actually come in for consultation and they go off to sleep during the consultation because the carbon dioxide levels in their body are very, very high. It is a very dangerous situation as well, and in worst cases it can actually lead to something called something like a coma as well because of carbon dioxide retention. Obesity also affects the liver health, and in fact that non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is very closely associated with obesity. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is something which basically ranges from fatty liver to non-alcoholic steatohepatitis to say cirrhosis of liver, and in later stages it can also lead to hepatocellular carcinoma. So obesity and NAFLD are very, very closely related. Obesity is also associated with a lot of gynecological problems, especially PCOD. So we see a lot of young women who come to us in the age of early 20s or in their 30s who are suffering from PCOD. Now, PCOD is a condition in which basically there is a lot of weight gain, and PCOD and obesity form a vicious cycle. So PCOD does not allow a person to lose weight, and increasing weight actually leads to worsening of PCOD. So it is very important to be able to control your weight if you want to treat PCOD properly. The other problems that PCOD can actually lead to in future could be related with infertility, and we've seen that patients who are suffering, women who are suffering from severe obesity, once they get into grade 3 obesity, it becomes extremely difficult for them to conceive. They have to undergo many cycles of artificial reproductive therapy, and despite that the results may not be as good. And then of course obesity is also related with high uric acid levels. Obesity is also specifically associated with many kind of cancers. So especially when we talk about women, obesity is associated with uterine cancer, so endometrial cancer as well as breast cancer. And in men it is associated with colorectal cancer. It is also associated with pancreatic and the cancer of the food pipe. So All in all, I think it is very important to realize that how serious a problem obesity is. Definitely, prevention would be the way to go, and we must all watch that our weight should not increase too much. Of course, in some patients, the disease may be more severe, and despite all efforts, the disease may go on increasing and the weight may be completely out of control. But if you feel that your BMI is crossing the overweight category, then I think it is time to visit a weight loss specialist. It can be a qualified nutritionist or it could be a bariatric team. Please do visit and get guidance appropriately before you actually land up with more serious problems. So I think the best way to do that would be to keep a check on your weight on maybe a monthly basis, and if you feel that your weight is showing an increasing trend, do consult a weight loss specialist. And with that, I will leave you for today. Thank you so much and take care, everyone.